I'm meteorologist Erica Page, and over the Labor Day weekend, you may have noticed a few of these guys and gals flying around the sky a little bit more. And this is a very common sight, especially beginning right around Labor Day, that we start to see a few more monarch butterflies dancing across our sky as they slowly make their trip out of Canada, where they've essentially been breeding throughout the entire spring and summer season, and finally make their way back south, where they're going to eventually winter, essentially in central Mexico. Must be nice. They really like to follow some of that warmer weather. But here's the unique thing, and why Northeast Ohio tends to see so many of them, is because as they're crossing Lake Erie, they really don't have a good opportunity to take a break and rest until they get over the water. And so the shores of Lake Erie tend to be a very common spot where these butterflies like to take a little bit of a break. I mean, imagine flying 50 to 60 miles. Anybody would be tired, let alone a lot of those butterflies. So if you have an opportunity over the course of September and even headed into the early part of October, try and go and see some of these monarch butterflies, even if it is just for an hour, say, especially earlier in the morning. You'll probably see quite a few of them, especially if you're going to be out near the lake shore. What they do is they generally like to rest essentially for a few hours each day, and the morning time frame tends to be a little bit of that better opportunity to see them. That's not to say if you're going out in the afternoon you won't see them. You certainly probably will. I saw a lot of them over the Labor Day weekend flying around the sky, especially during the afternoon, but they do like to take some of those breaks, especially earlier in the morning before they get up and going and continue on their trek through the rest of the day. A couple spots to look out for would be tall grasses and trees. So especially if you are going to be near the lake, look for some of those spots. Maybe some of our metro parks would be a good spot to kind of take a moment and try and view them. I know this text is going to be a little bit smaller, but I'll read out a couple of the spots that you might be able to kind of see a few more of these in more abundance. Wendy Park, Cleveland, basically the Lakefront Nature Preserve, Huntington Reservation, Euclid Beach Park, that's another popular spot, as well as the Brecksville and Acacia Reservation, Wildwood Marina, Sandy Ridge Reservation, and of course our great national park as well, the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. Again, this is just a short list of some of the spots that you could potentially see some of these butterflies moving through, but really all across Northeast Ohio you have that great opportunity. So take advantage of the nice days that we have sprinkled in here as we slowly get into the fall season, and try and see if you can't catch a few of those monarch butterflies.